right, everybody, I am in Bainbridge, Georgia. It's Saturday, May 6th. I am walking out of Anytime Fitness. Got a workout in here this morning. I am parked at a Circle K truck stop about 3 miles from here. I got a wash out there at the GL Tank Wash. It's a little trailer where a guy does washouts for Oakley. We have an account there. I came down out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Well, I guess it was yesterday morning. I emptied out up in Greensboro, bounced down here. I'm loading this evening at BASF in Attapulgis, Georgia, which is about 20 minutes south of here. I can't load until 8 o'clock tonight. I need to be there at 7. It's currently, I guess it's about 11 a.m. I got down here, oh golly, probably about 10:30 last night and parked it. I was kind of glad for the way this worked out because I needed to get the truck and trailer greased right there. And I was able to do that at the TA in Columbia, South Carolina. Such a lovely facility. I'm being facetious. Nice people, but man, what a rat's nest truck stop. Boy, is that place nasty. But it served its purpose. I got the truck and trailer greased, had time to do it, and I got a shower, and it all worked out. So I certainly can't complain in that regard. Something about Anytime Fitness. Just a note too. This video is primarily going to be about logs and how I manage my E-log to maximize my time. I'm going to shift the channel a little bit where it's kind of away from the day-to-day trucking stuff. There will be some of that. Like you guys are going to see at the end of this video, a really bad accident out on Route 540 coming out of Augusta, Georgia, heading down this way. It looked like a lady in a Volkswagen Beetle cut this beautiful Peterbilt end dump off, put him down into the median ditch, just destroyed his truck. I felt bad for that guy, and it literally looks from the accident that this lady in this VW Beetle just pulled right over in front of him, and he creamed her back corner, put him off the road. Just sucks. But wait till the end. I have some footage of that. But the video is going to be about E-logs, as I said, and I'm going to kind of shift the channel to more business-related content, managing your records, managing your books, managing your E-log, some financials. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. It's just what Jimmy does, and it works for me. It may work for you. If it doesn't, great. Adjust it if you want, do what you want, or even just take it as entertainment and information. And that's kind of the path that I want the channel to go, to be more educational as opposed to just entertainment. So, anyhow, back to the present. I am at Anytime Fitness. I dropped my trailer over at the Circle K and personal conveyanced over here. Walmart is right across the street. I'm going to go over there, pick up a few supplies when I leave. But next stop, right down there, is Chick-fil-A. And I'm going to go over and get a Cobb salad and a grilled chicken sandwich. And that's it. And a water. Why? Because it's good. And that's what I want today. So, personal conveyanced over here, back to the subject, because it saves time on my log. If you are on your personal time, you're going to work out, you're going to get food, you're going to get groceries, you're going to get laundry, whatever, you can personal conveyance. The only thing is you have to return to your original starting point. You can't advance a load or advance your truck based on a dispatched route. I know this. I just spoke with our safety department the other day to confirm it and make sure everything was good to go. So I dropped my trailer. I bobtailed over to this Anytime Fitness here in Bainbridge, Georgia, got a workout in. Even for my old butt, got a workout in, got some movement, and now I'm going to go get something to eat and make my way back. The key to personal conveyance is really simple. You must make sure that you remember to switch off of personal conveyance when you get to your location. Oakley gives us 1 hour and 50 miles, 1 hour total and 50 miles. So if you forget to shut off your personal conveyance and you leave that clock ticking, and you spend an hour somewhere, well, you're kind of stuck there, or you're going to be in violation with the company when you head back to get to where you need to be. So make sure you turn it off when you get there. Took me 7 minutes to get over here. I still have 53 minutes of personal conveyance to get across the street to Walmart and back to where I need to go. I should have plenty of time. So just keep that in mind. Maximize your time, maximize your log. Also, Anytime Fitness right here. I ditched Planet Fitness. A friend of mine, Mike, here at Oakley, was an orientation with him. He is also in pneumatics now. Was talking to me about Anytime Fitness. There's more locations. They all have showers. They're all 24/7. It's more accessible to parking in most cases than a Planet Fitness. And I found that to be true. And I really like the facility. Plus, it's more of a weight room as opposed to a social club, which Planet Fitness really is. Planet Fitness is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but this is more of a gym, and that's what I want. So I changed over to this. I signed up for the entire year at one shot. Saves you about $150 to $200 if the club participates. If you pay monthly, it comes up to about $700 a year. If you pay for the whole year up front, it comes up to about $500 a year. You save a couple $100 by paying the whole year up front. It is a tax write-off. Check with your accountant. Make sure your accountant agrees with that, but it should be. Why? It's a shower facility out here on the road, so you can claim it on your taxes. So anyhow, that's that. Stay tuned. Upcoming in the video, I'm going to be going over some log tips and techniques to maximize your time. Most of you probably already know what I'm going to talk about and already put it into practice, but if you don't, maybe it might be some helpful information for you to maximize your log. Why? Time is money. Stay tuned. Catch you guys in a little while. Okay, I am back. We did Anytime Fitness, walked down to Chick-fil-A, personal conveyanced over to Walmart, grabbed some groceries, some personal supplies, came back out, personal conveyanced back to where I have the truck parked. And this is a little Circle K here off of Route 27 in Bainbridge, Georgia. And up there where that white Freightliner is a small washout. And that's where Oakley gets our trailers washed out down here in Bainbridge when we're loading in Adipolgus, which is right down the road about 20 minutes. I'll be loading there this evening. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. Probably here in about 7 hours or so, 6 hours I'll leave to head down there. So I've got a few minutes and I'm gonna take some time to get this video out, okay? And if you guys see me reach around all the time, when I'm using my GoPro, the front screen times out. So I reach around back and tap the back of the back screen and it pops it back up so I can see and make sure I'm in the viewfinder. So that's what that is. But today I want to talk about ELogs. I had someone a while back ask me if I could go over what I do with my ELogs to maximize my time. And I'm just going to tell you guys, it is one of the most simple things you could possibly do. Here on my phone, I am currently showing a sleeper berth. I literally just did personal conveyance. I have to review my previous day's logs. I'll verify that right now. There we go, verified. You have to verify your logs daily, drivers. But my graph right now shows me as being in sleeper berth and then off-duty personal conveyance and then back to sleeper berth today. And if I go to the previous day, which was yesterday, I'll show you guys. You'll notice that down here on line 4, which is on duty, that my time is very minimal. I have roughly 25 minutes at the beginning of my day for a pre-trip and offload. I went off duty at the customer when I was emptying out because I was already hooked up. I was off duty. I came back to driving. I drove to a rest area in South Carolina down south of Rock Hill, grabbed a quick bite to eat, back to driving to Columbia, South Carolina. I got fuel. You have to show 15 minutes of fuel unless it's preceded and followed by a driving period. Something I also want to let you guys know, every company has their own requirement for what they expect you or require you to show for loading and unloading on line 4. They also have a requirement for fuel. At Oakley, if your fuel is not preceded and followed by a period of driving, then you must show 15 minutes to fuel. Depending on the division that you're in, you have to show 15 minutes for loading and 15 minutes for unloading. If you're in pneumatics, they expect 30 minutes for unloading, but you can still do 15 minutes for loading. Sounds kind of confusing, but it is what it is. So the point is, every company has its own distinct requirement. Most of the time, it's based off of a DOT requirement that a DOT compliance officer would want to see a certain period of time for that on-duty function on line 4. My suggestion, what I do, I keep it at that absolute minimum. And people say, well, gosh, you're doing the bare minimum. You're exactly right. Okay, again, time is money. Okay, miles equal dollars, equals revenue, equals income, equals whatever. You have to remember that every minute you can save is an extra mile, which if you're an owner-operator is an extra few bucks. It all adds up. So, minimize your time. One thing that I started doing, I used to get my fuel in the morning when I did my pre-trip. I would get up, do a pre-trip, get fuel, get on the road. But I wouldn't have that period of driving. I was having to take a full 30 minutes, 15-minute pre-trip, and then 15 minutes for fuel. I stopped doing that. Why? Because I can get fuel, and I stay away from Loves anymore because they're a nightmare. Backed up at the fuel islands, it's just a mess. I can get fuel at the Petro and the TA where the fuel islands are generally open in anywhere from 8 to 11 minutes and gone. That means I drove in there, parked, got fuel, got my receipt, drove off in 8 to 11 minutes. I'm not rushing, I'm not running, but I'm also not wasting any time. Why do I do that? As I said, those 4 minutes to 5 minutes that you're getting as opposed to sitting there and having to show a full 15 minutes, they add up. Okay? So every time I can get off that fuel island in 5 minutes less because it's preceded by driving and it's followed by driving, 5 minutes, 5 miles, $2 a mile. I'm just using a base number of $2 a mile too, guys. Okay? Because our gross is like, gross loaded is like $2.70-ish. And my net is like $1.90 to $1.94-ish. So I'm just saying $2 period. Okay, 5 minutes is 5 miles is 10 bucks. Okay, every day is 10 bucks. That's 50 bucks a week, 250 bucks a month, whatever it may be. It all adds up. Okay? So, you got to watch those times. Again, every company has their own requirement. Make sure you know what your company needs and what they require of you, and get that on line 4, but keep it at the minimum. It will save you time in the long run, which will maximize your income. While I was there at the TA, I got fuel. This is in Columbia, South Carolina. I had the truck greased and I got fuel. I took a shower and I was basically taking a nap while I was waiting on them to get my truck in. So I was in sleeper berth. Why? To extend my clock. The minute you get into a 2-hour period, it extends your 14-hour clock and allows you to continue to work longer that day. You can't go over 14 hours, but it basically stops your time from counting against you for this period. So I came out of the sleeper berth, back to driving, and I was making my way down here to Bainbridge, Georgia, because I wanted to get here last night, so I had a long break before I loaded today. This on duty right here, I stopped up in Albany and topped off one more time, but you'll notice that there's a driving period in here, and I'm going to show you guys this. We come down here, okay? So right here, I came in, I got fuel, but I also drove, and I drove over to a parking spot. I went inside, I got a bite to eat, I filled up my water jug, I went to the restroom, and I was inside for 12 minutes, okay? So in doing so, I saved myself time on my log because I was able to just splash on about, well, let me take a step back. There was no one on the fuel island. I was able to pull right up and get started. I only put on about 30-some gallons because I wanted to load today with fuel because I didn't know how far I was going to have to come down here, and I didn't know how far I was going to have to go to get fuel once I got loaded tonight. So I got fuel, ran inside, I got my fuel receipt, came back out, parked, and then I went back in, and I was inside for 12 minutes using the restroom, getting what I needed at 9:20 at night local time. And then I drove for an hour and 11 minutes down here to Bainbridge, Georgia, where I'm at right now, did my post-trip inspection, and went into the sleeper berth. But you'll notice all these times on line 4 are minimal. It's the same thing with the previous day, which would be Thursday. You'll notice my times are very minimal on line 4. The reason for that, guys, and I'll tell you this, it's simple. Whenever you come to a stop, You need to have this screen up on your phone the minute your truck stops rolling, and that screen basically opens back up, because you obviously can't change anything while you're driving. Once the truck comes to a stop and you're able to access this screen, as soon as this screen opens up, you need to get off of driving and either on duty if you're getting fuel, or off duty or sleeper berth, depending on what you're doing. If you guys pull into a fuel island or into a customer and you get out, you walk in, you check in, you do this, you do that, you come back out and your clock is still on driving, you forget to switch over, or you don't make the conscious effort to change your status whenever you stop, you're just wasting time. At the end of the week, if you had 5 to 10 minutes here and there of time that you forgot to switch over as soon as you brought that truck to a stop, then you're technically wasting anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour a week on your log. But when you're talking $1.50 to $2 a mile per week, and you're looking at, you know, in an hour, let's say you waste an hour on your log, that's 60 miles. Let's just use 60 miles per hour. But you're talking $120 a week. You're talking potentially $500 a month by not managing your log. It's bad enough we have other things like traffic and things of that nature that come into effect that really affect our log when we're out here on the road. We can't control traffic, we can't control other delays, but you can control when you stop that truck and you have the ability to reach up and hit that button. You do. Maximize that time by immediately switching over to off duty or on duty. And if you switch to on duty, make sure you make a mental note of what time you switched. I'll give you an example. Let's say you show up to a customer at, I don't know, 7 a.m. Oakley requires that you show 15 minutes, 1-5, for loading and unloading on line 4. So you show up at 7:15 or 7 a.m. At 7:15, you should be looking at your log to switch over. And here's another note. When you switch over into sleeper berth. Don't switch over to off duty. It could take you 2-3 hours to get the load off of your trailer. You don't know this. That'll stop your clock once you get to the 2-hour window, again, like I just showed you, and extend your 14 hours for that period of time. You get to a customer, especially in pneumatics, it's automatic for me, sleeper berth, not off duty. The only time I'll go to off duty is if I'm at like a little stop, like let's say I'm just going in to use the restroom and I know I'm getting back out of there, then I'll go off duty because I know I'm going to be back on the road in like 10 minutes. But if I think there's even the remote chance that I'm going to have an extended period of time, I am straight up going into sleeper berth, and I'm going to utilize that right there to maximize my hours as far as my 14-hour window as best I can. Take advantage of the split log rule whenever you stop. Just do it. It will benefit you greatly in the long run. So that's it, the long short of my log. I know a lot of you men and women are already doing this to maximize your time. If you're not, I encourage you to get into the practice of reaching up and hitting that button as soon as you stop that truck to get off that clock, because minutes matter. Minutes are miles. Miles are money. Money is revenue. Revenue is money in your pocket at the end of the week to support you and your family or do those things that you need to do or want to do. We're not out here for the heck of it. We're out here to make a living. It's all about generating revenue to provide for us and our families. Thank you guys. Just following, check out this Peterbilt that unfortunately was wrecked on 540 coming out of Augusta yesterday. I felt terrible for this driver. What a beautiful truck, brand new end dump trailer it looked like. And again, it looked like a Volkswagen cut over in front of him. Hopefully the footage comes out. I haven't been able to review it yet. So take a look. I hope you like it. Again, don't forget about Anytime Fitness. Okay, it's a tax write-off. Showers, check with your accountant. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just telling you what my accountant told me. It's a shower facility. Stay healthy. Get a shower out here on the road. I encourage you all to do that and eat properly. Catch you guys later. Enjoy. Jimmy's out. Jimmy's Road Life, LYFE. Hit me up if you're interested in Bruce Oakley. I would really appreciate it. Here to help you in any way that I can. Answer any questions that you might have. Guys, I have a money video coming out probably here in about a month. trying to put almost a quarter together before I put out another one, see where things fall. Hopefully the truck stays running well, and we'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the video. Hope you like it. Sadly, coming up, Peterbilt, smash them up. Hate to see it. Catch you later. Peace out. jimmysroadlife@gmail.com. LYFE. Bye-bye. I guarantee you a car cut him off. Guarantee a car did it. Guarantee it, a car did it. Exactly what happened. That friggin' woman in that Volkswagen, I guarantee you, she cut him off, stopped right in front of him, he friggin' creamed her, and she wrecked his damn truck. Unreal. And that, folks, is why you don't cut trucks off. Guarantee that Volkswagen cut right in front of him, doing about 30 miles an hour. That's why.